999 mode activated.
The pace on the front line is relentless. The Welsh Ambulance Service is taking more 999 calls than ever before. And crews like Layla and Luke are at the sharp end.
Is that place there?
The lights on?
Yeah.
They've been called to see a woman with a possible heart problem.
What's up, Caroline?
Oh, I don't know, I'm just not well.
You're not well?
No.
As the crew assess the situation and decide whether she needs treatment,
Because your heart's going to 10 to, doesn't it?
Is it?
And
Yeah.
you're chatting really fast.
Oh, well, that's because I'm
Like this.
panicking.
in the control room 40 miles away, their movements are being monitored because more calls are coming in.
Hello, is the patient conscious?
What line would you like the patient picking up?
Okay, is the patient breathing? Okay, tell me exactly what's happened, please.
Jack was a new recruit at the start of the pandemic, and busy is all he knows.
There's been times when we've had 20 999 calls waiting to be answered at the busiest level, and you know that you are trying to help everyone as much as you can, but it is hard when sometimes, you know, you can't get there as fast as you can, or that's just unfortunately due to the pressures that we're under.
Jack tries to manage callers' expectations. Some sick people will have to wait hours for help as the dispatchers allocate the jobs.
We've got about 20 ambulances in my current area where I'm sat here, which is the central and west of North Wales.
Yeah, and are they all assigned at the moment?
Yes. When I first started, you might have a few crews ready to respond. Unfortunately, now it's whatever's on the screen goes.
Is it hard for you sometimes to assign a crew when you know they've had an exhausting day?
Yeah, 100%. When they're coming up to the end of their shift and you know they've had some really tough jobs, and yeah, it's hard.
Back on the road, and Luke and Layla have been called to a dialysis centre where a patient has suddenly fallen ill. It's not attached to a hospital, so he needs to be taken in for checks and possible treatment.
Another bump coming up, Max. Yeah.
The question is, will there be enough space for him to be handed over? Layla calls ahead to check.
We have got 75-year-old male, query PE, shortness of breath whilst having dialysis.
Fortunately, there is room for Max today at Wrexham Hospital. But at Glenclwyd in Rhyl, it's a different story. There are currently 6 ambulances waiting outside A&E, patients with chest pains, breathing difficulties, an infection. The NHS target is to get them inside this building within 15 minutes. But most of these ambulances have been waiting more than 2 hours. One has been waiting 7.5.
What's been the worst situation you've had in terms of waiting at a hospital?
The whole 12 hours of
The
my
whole
shift.
12-hour shift?
Yeah. So on Monday we sat there for 8 hours. We did one job from the start of our shift, went to attend that patient at their house, took them to hospital, and then we stayed for the rest of our shift.
Ambulances aren't designed to be sat outside hospitals. It's closed, it's cramped, it's impossible for people to remain comfortable for extended periods of time. But we do what we can. We make the situation work for the situation that's in front of us.
What's the knock-on effect of that in terms of treating other patients who might need help?
The knock-on effect is that sometimes there's no ambulances out there to go and treat patients. There's long delays. Some people will be waiting for ambulances for 6, 7, 8+ hours.
There are plenty of people that if we got to in a timely time, then probably wouldn't be as unwell as they were. So it's that moral injury of feeling like we should be doing better, but knowing we can't.
The Welsh Government told 5 News it is responding to the ongoing and significant challenges of the pandemic. Work is underway to transform the delivery of urgent and emergency care. But right now, the number of 999 calls shows no sign of slowing, and handover delays will only get worse if current COVID cases put more pressure on hospitals. It's all taking its toll on exhausted ambulance staff, and they don't know when it might end. Tessa Chapman, 5 News in North Wales.